Thank you for having me. The world around us is changing. The digitized economy drove different behaviors, agility, time to market, speed of innovation. Now with 5G emerging as the backbone for the future digital ecosystem, everything needs to change. Organization needs to leap forward in order to embrace the new changes, in order to be part of the new economy and the digitized ecosystem. It's a world of endless possibilities. It's a world where business can innovate at a very fast speed. It's a world that technology is no longer a barrier for innovation or entry into new domains. There is one constant, which is change. In this world of change is here to stay, the only thing that organization needs to do is be ready to adapt fast. This needs and derives the demand for a new culture that will be adaptable, a new culture that will be able to address this new endless world of possibilities. And yet, innovate fast and be ready to change and be ready to adapt and be ready to be agile. It's a fast reacting organization. It's an organization that has no longer the previous shackles of the past. It's an organization that can move swiftly and address the different business behaviors. It's a world of disrupt or be disrupted. Either you change or you die. And how? How do you do this? And how do you become a digitized cloud-native organization for complete business agility? My name is Avishai Sharlin. I'm president of Amdocs Technologies, leading the end-to-end technology cross-company, our BSS offering, digitized offering, obviously everything related to our charging, billing, and commerce domains. And I'm going to walk you through the Amdocs transformation, the one that we've done in the last several years that changed completely Amdocs to become a modernized, digitized organization. I'm going to focus on the human factor. And before doing it, I would like to share with you the way that we measure ourselves. It's the cloud maturity model. Now, obviously, there is a technology part into it, but I wanted to discuss the people and the processes. We can see different organization behaviors the more mature the organization is embracing cloud technologies, understanding the needs behind the cloud and the digitized ecosystem, understanding what needs to be done in terms of the culture and the agility and the automation associated with those changes. One slide, because after all, I'm heading technology. So one slide about technology. It's a revolution. Everything is changed. Technology touches everything. And technology today is the enabler for business growth. Technology is about automation. Technology is about clouds. Technology is about 5G, private area networks. Obviously, it's about IoT and DevOps and SREs and as a service and open APIs. All of those were embraced by us. All of those and many more were embraced by us. But putting technology aside, one thing that was eminent for us, and it was clear from the first day, is the first barrier and the one that will cause you the most agony relates to culture, relates to the human factor within the organization. How do you transform an organization that was at point A and take it completely to a different point, a point in which agility is so important, organizational changes are so important, in which you need to adapt, otherwise you're disappearing. How do you make these fundamental changes within a culture of an organization? And you see the statistics. It's all about the human factor. So within a few years, more than 50% of our organization is going to be millennials and Gen Zs. We're speaking about 40% of our workload and our workforce being handled by people coming from millennials, Gen Y. And Gen Z is just knocking on our doorsteps, and they are all born and raised in the digitized ecosystem. They are coming with different behaviors, they are coming with different talents, they are coming with different expectations. All this needs to be linked into the organization that you're having. And in order to transform yourself, you need to create the right atmosphere and the right way to adopt into this change. Now, statistics worldwide shows that the domains related to this change and to this cloud environment are all related to topics that we've mentioned. You need new skills in DevOps, in SRE. You need the full stack engineers. You need obviously data and AI, and for sure, cyber and security are areas that you need to focus in. So all those are new professions. All those are areas that you need to focus and to master on one end, to bring new DNA into your organization, and yet to cultivate the existing workforce, to make sure that the expertise that you have will continue and lead you to the next generation of technology, the next generation of organization, the next generation of you addressing the business needs of your corporate. What we've done, and literally, we took the entire R&D organization into a journey. When I got the mission to transform our organization, the first thing I've done, I was thinking about the Israelites crossing the desert. And I wanted to make the people feel the same. A nation is born. I want them to walk in the desert and to feel what is it to search for food and shelter. So they went to the desert not for an hour, for days. And at the beginning, it was like a trip, but then they understood that there is no water. And they needed to find water and dough. And they found tents and built shelter. And through the experience, they grew to understand the mission in front of them. And through the experience, building their shelter, and later on, cooking their own food, and making sure they have fire, and they slept in the desert, feeling the chill of the night. We called it the rejuvenation journey, in which we've created the feeling and the uniteness within those people, that it's a new era, that now they need to look out and seek for the food and the shelter. The same thing will happen now in the digitized and cloud environment. They need to seek, they need to search. It's up to them to change reality. They need to bond, they need to unite, they need to create a different feeling. They need to create a new organization. While doing all that, we also traveled. We traveled to the Silicon Valley and learned from the best. We went into the Google Labs and into obviously Amazon and Microsoft and all the big guys to understand how they develop software. What are the tools they are using? What kind of automation procedures they are doing? How did they organize their people, the R&D units? In what way and shape they embrace the new technologies, some of them being contributed by them to the community, to the greater good of all of us. And how was this being propelled within their organization? We went into Stanford D School to embrace design-led thinking. We brought 7 professors from Stanford D School to our R&D labs. One of them stayed with us for a year, changing completely the way we design software, moving it from the way it was into design-led thinking. We've created new units within the organization to lead this transformation and to take it later on to the entire thousands of people within the organization and to explain to them it's business first, it's the look and feel, it's the UI, it's the simplicity, it's the speed, it's the agility, and only then comes the rest of technology. We needed to master new skills. This was a new domain that we wanted to understand and to embrace and to internalize in terms of our manpower. So people will understand that they need to master new domains, new skills, it can't be done by only me dictating what are those and then making sure that everybody is going into a course. It needs to come from the people themselves. So we open online universities such as Udacity and such as O'Reilly and such as many other open tools. So everyone at any given moment can grow his skills, can advance his training. We have thousands of people that are now mastering DevOps. We have thousands of people that are now certified on Amazon Cloud, on Azure Cloud, on Google Cloud. We have people trained on many UI, UX technologies. And it goes on and on and on, endless journey into new skills, new learning, and new knowledge. We've changed the R&D in terms of the organization. If you recall, we were at the Silicon Valley, so we embrace the same methods and the same processes. We embrace safe methodology. So we have Scrum teams and Pizza Box teams. We have new tribes. And obviously we have guilds, DevOps guilds, testing guilds, and so on and so forth. So we completely transformed our R&D organization. And we also changed the environment. We've created new rooms, new atmosphere to create, to innovate, to be a different organization. We've adopted and taught Gen Zs to be part of the organization. So culturally, the biggest barrier was how you make sure that at the same team, you have Gen Zs and baby boomers. One possesses the experience and the know-how and the knowledge. One comes with a digital experience, come with the innovative mind, come with the freshness, sometimes with the energy. Together, they create a winning team. And we use it also by wording, be bold, be disruptive, change. We've created an open and modular environment. We've embraced open API first concepts taken from Amazon. We literally used the Jeff Bezos email to his all employees and said, we're going to consume APIs, and this is the only way to move forward as an organization, to experience what we're providing to our customer with. We completely embraced open source to be the first choice of ours. We're modular in the sense that if in the past someone needed to take the entire solution from us today, take a modulars and take pieces of the code. Modules. No longer you need to take the entire enchilada from us, and it runs on any solution. Not only closed, no longer closed wall gardens. Today we're completely open and completely transparent. Everything is out there. Everything on large screens. Everyone walking the floor can see the status of our R&D organization. We're using the latest and greatest technology, Chaos Monkeys and Chaos Gorillas, to test randomly and to fail randomly pieces within our pipelines to make sure that we're bulletproof and everything is out there. So if you fail, everyone sees it, and it's okay to fail as long as you learn from your failure and you take it to the next level. And once you internalize it, and once your organization understands that it's okay to fail and it's okay to make a mistake, you won the game, because then people are open to share. And then people are cultivating a different culture. And then you're able to create a different organization. So we changed completely our suite. CS20 is the first cloud native, open and modular suite. Everything is cloud native, microservices based. Our charging engines, our commerce engines, our catalog were completely refactored, and now everything is cloud native and microservice based. We've also created a fundamental end-to-end approach of how to develop microservices, understanding that open source is nice and those tools out there are great, but eventually time to market and automation are critical for our success. So Microservices 360 allows us to set an account within a day as opposed to weeks or months in the past. And we can create now and onboard a new microservices within an hour as opposed to days or weeks in the past. And this allows us to onboard very fast new graduates from universities. And this allows us to onboard and to win the game with freshers coming into the organization and being able to create business value very fast. And with an end-to-end approach, for the first time, we're coming with solutions that are also ready for the operational aspects, embedding concepts like the golden metrics from Google on SREs, and obviously DevOps end-to-end. So in a whole, we've changed completely the way we operate, we measure, and we work. And at the end, we've submitted this transformation to the TM Forum, and look at the numbers. Increased the velocity by 50% year over year. We're nearly 100% testing automation ready. We have rapid iteration. We actually moved to measure ourselves in a different way, in a DevOps way, taking our measurements from the DORA concepts. We have more than 10,000 employees speaking DevOps. I've mentioned the cloud different skill set that we have, and many more, React, Redux, UX related, frameworks, everything. We embrace completely the open source. So we're using Kafka, and we're using Spring, and we're using Kubernetes and containers, and everything is top-notch, the most and latest and greatest technology on one end, and our employees embrace it with love and with openness. And we increased our customer adoption by 100% because it's easy and it's open and it's modular, and we're transparent and we're sharing. It's a different organization. So overall, this was the transformation that we've made. To summarize what I wanted to say, Charles Darwin said that the survival are not the one who are the strongest, not the ones who are the most intelligent. The winning race is the one who is the most adaptable to change. We've changed. We've embraced change to become part of our DNA. And by doing so, we've changed the Amdocs completely to be a different organization, to become a different culture, a culture of openness, of innovation, of speed and agility. This is the journey of Amdocs technology and Amdocs as a whole. This is the journey that we've made. And these are my 20 minutes with you guys to share the journey and the experience. I want to thank you and pass the baton now to the next speaker. Thank you.